In this video, we'll go through the form factor.
In this video, we'll go through the form factor and button details of RK2020. This is an instructional video that intends to let everyone have a basic understanding of how to use RK2020, even those who are new to open source handhelds. The RK2020 has a frosted black transparent case with all black plastic buttons. It looks plain and normal. It has 3.5 inches IPS screen of 3:2 aspect ratio, which is as big as possible for this tiny device. The D-pad has a soft, clicky feel when pressing it, and it's not mushy. It looks like a new Odroid-Go D-pad, and they feel the same. The ABXY buttons are concave and larger than those on a normal machine. I guess it's for increasing the contact area of the buttons, which relieves the pain caused by the finger pressing for a long time. The recoil when pressing is not intense and is easy to press down. Each RK2020 now comes with a silicone joystick cap. The surface of the bare joystick has a non-slip pattern, but it's a bit slippery for my thumb to press on. The friction increases after applying the cap. Now, it doesn't require me to spend extra efforts to hold the joystick and easier for me to operate in games. L2 and R2 are slightly higher than L1 and R1, so we can control L2 and R2 without moving our fingers much during the game. On top of RK2020, there are USB ports, Type-C charging ports, and audio ports. And here's the power button. We see 4 screw holes on the back of the machine. There are 3 holes here, through which we can spot indicator lights. They are designed for opaque shells. Flip to the back of the machine, you'll find corresponding texts near these ports. We can connect to a Wi-Fi receiver via the USB port. We'll show you details to do so in the future. And here, even though it says TV, it's actually an audio port. There is a restart button down here, which is currently useless. There is a TF card slot here. RK2020 system card is external. And here is the speaker. By the way, yes, this machine doesn't have a volume wheel or buttons. Long press the power button for a few seconds till power on. And you can see the screen is crispy. The resolution is 320 x 480. Use the left and right button on D-pad to browse the emulator, and press the A button to enter an emulator. In the emulator, select calls out the options menu, and start calls out the main menu. In the emulator, press left and right to browse the game. Press L1 and R1 buttons to jump to the next emulator to browse the game, and press A button to enter the game. Press B to return to the emulator selection page. Enter a random emulator other than PSP and enter one game. To adjust the volume, we can use the hotkeys select plus up or down, or L2 plus up or down. If we want to adjust the brightness, use the hotkeys L2 plus left or right. Interestingly, while playing some games requiring shoulder buttons, we accidentally found that L2 plus R1 can mute the game. Press again to unmute. To exit the game, press select and start simultaneously twice. In the emulator selection page, press Start to reach the main menu, just as we did inside the emulator. Press Select to reach the exit option page. If you want to shut down the device, select Shutdown System. Some people may want to remap the controls even though they are already configured by default. If so, in the emulator selection page or any emulator, press Start to open the main menu. Press A to select controller setting, then press A to select configure a controller, confirm OK, and long press any button to enter the settings page. Set the button settings you want according to the corresponding button prompts. If we encounter the controls that we don't have, like I don't know what this left thumb is at all, then long press any button to skip this setting. We can't skip settings in a row, so after skipping one button setting, release the button you hold and continue skipping with another long press. You can't exit, and it's hard to return to the previous step, so try not to press the wrong button. The button settings in PSP emulator is slightly different from the others. In terms of hotkeys, the brightness and mute hotkeys are the same as the other emulators. But we can only use L2 plus up or down to adjust the volume, because select is the exit hotkey in PSP, which I strongly advise you not to touch when you are enjoying the games. In PSP games, we press R2 to start. Press Start to enter the slot saving and settings page. In this page, press B to confirm and A to return. The LR buttons are not set by default in PSP emulator. Select Settings, Controls Mapping, Restore defaults to activate the LR buttons. If you are not satisfied with the current control mapping, you can reset it manually. In the settings page, enter graphics to adjust the frame rate. Go back to the first page, select Save State, and you will save your progress of the game. When you want to read your progress, select Load State to read the file. If you want to delete the state, select Settings, Tools, Save Data Manager, Save States, press B to select your archive. This option pops out, then select Delete. Right, we want to show this IPS screen from a different angle. From this angle, the screen still displays relatively bright colors.